Nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
All right, so Donald Trump's State of the Union address happened last night, and it was so much worse than you could possibly imagine. It was the longest State of the Union in history, running a whopping 1 hour and 48 minutes, breaking Donald Trump's previous record from last year. Wouldn't you believe it? And yet, Donald Trump was incapable of saying a decent thing the entire time. I had the privilege of watching the State of the Union address this year, and I have found and picked out the best moments for us to look at and discuss. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Donald Trump's State of the Union. To start us off, this State of the Union was not traditional in the sense that it was not attended by the entirety of Congress, as at least 30 Democratic representatives were absent protesting the event, holding their own People's State of the Union. Some notable exceptions from the speech are Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland and Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts. Others include Representatives Maxwell Frost, Robert Garcia, Jim Hilms. A bunch of people are missing this event. However, there were many Democrats still in attendance, and some of them even verbally pushed back against Donald Trump. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just get on with the speech. First things first, we were not a minute into this whole affair when Representative Al Green was removed from the chamber for holding a sign saying "Black people aren't apes" in reference to Donald Trump's racist Truth Social post depicting the Obamas as monkeys.
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure.
Just completely deranged behavior from the GOP here. Like, just the thought that the average age of the people in this room is like 85 years old, and they're all chanting USA like a bunch of drunk frat bros. It's just such loser behavior. And on top of that, this is just a general note, like across the board. These people stand up and sit down so much, it is absurd. Like, it must be hard on the knees for some of these ancient, decrepit vampires to sit down and stand up that many times. It was absurd, all right? It was absurd. But I know, you must be wondering, did Trump mention DEI? Is the Pope Catholic?
We ended DEI in America.
It's just so embarrassing, right? These meat-headed charlatans, they will seriously just clap for anything, not to mention that Republicans, they love DEI, right? I mean, they made an alcoholic run the Department of Defense, and a felon they made the president, so DEI should be their favorite thing. It's just so sad and pathetic. Like, DEI and all this other trash, they're just like these sleeper cell activation codes for Republican politicians, right? They just hear it and they just go, yes, we have to clap, we have to applaud. It's just another excuse for them to just shout out and cheer for their racist, bigoted policies. But moving on, Trump then celebrates the fact that he has removed 2.4 million Americans off of food stamps and getting a thunderous applause from the GOP. So yeah, really great work there, Donald.
And in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
I love the term raise. You didn't raise anyone off of food stamps. You defunded the program and to give a tax break to your billionaire buddies who have been so busy trying to run cover for their friendships with Jeffrey Epstein. And speaking of Epstein, no mention of him or the files, by the way, not at least from Trump, but we'll get there. But I thought that this department was super proud of their transparency and openness in regards to releasing the files, and yet crickets on it. But I guess they were too busy attacking immigrants and celebrating the U.S. men's hockey team. On that note, the hockey team. Trump got so excited announcing these absolute dork, freak, pathetic losers that he peaked the mic on some of the broadcasts for the State of the Union. Seriously, it's insanity. Take a look.
We're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point. Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Just what pathetic, absolute pathetic behavior from these losers, right? The American men's hockey team has lost all of their goodwill here, right? They were partying with Kash Patel, which is in and of itself extremely embarrassing. They were mocking the female hockey team who won the same thing they did, and they were sucking up to Trump. I wonder what these assholes' wives, daughters, and mothers think of them enabling and supporting a Jeffrey Epstein associate like Donald Trump and his sexist, racist, disgusting regime. Just honestly, shame on this entire team. It is such a stain on their reputation. But major, major shout out to the U.S. women's hockey team, who also won gold, by the way, turning down Trump's offer to attend the State of the Union and go to the White House. I guess they actually have spines and a moral compass, along with a few select members of the men's hockey team who also did not attend. Which makes me think, an Olympic team sucking up to an autocratic leader. Where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, and you might be thinking, okay, all right, this is bad. This sucks for Trump. Not a good speech. But did he do or say anything racist? What? Yes, no. Yeah, of course he did.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings us problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime.
Ah, yes. Generalize the crimes of a few American citizens, by the way, and apply them to an entire ethnic group. You know, white men are actually the majority of serial killers, so I guess that all white men are serial killers and we should treat them as serial killers. You see how stupid that sounds? Yeah, exactly. And Trump's racist, evil goons cheer this on like it's a rally in Germany in the 1930s. It's just disgusting behavior. But Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, two representatives who were in attendance, actually stood up for the country and fought back against Trump.
You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens in many cases.
Omar right there is saying you have killed Americans. I know it's a bit hard to hear, but she is clearly referencing the shootings of both Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. Rashida Tlaib also called out Trump, calling for him to release the Epstein files during his speech. And these weren't the only moments of protest for the Democrats, right? When Trump called out the Dems for voting against his moronic tax cuts, in a beautiful moment, the entire Democratic side of the aisle cheered, proud of their decision.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
See, even Trump can make Democrats clap by reminding everyone how much he sucks, but nobody was clapping when Trump attacked the Supreme Court over their tariff decision, saying that he was going to basically do the tariffs anyway, and they were sitting front row. So they were like right there. This is probably the most awkward moment of the night. Take a look.
And therefore, they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better.
Yeah. Crickets, because everyone knows that the Supreme Court made the right call, even Republicans, and Trump was pushing it. And now here they are, the justices, just sitting right in front of Trump, listening to him, just insulting them and basically saying, nanny poo poo, I'm going to do it anyway, blah, you can't stop me, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, great way to get the court on your side, dude. Really, really excellent work there. And then Trump even had the audacity to call out corruption within the country, plundering America.
When it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America.
The only thing plundering America is Trump and his billionaire buddies. Trump's net worth has grown by $1.4 billion since he took office for the second time. Just a lying, disgraceful pig. We're going to do a lightning round for these last few moments because, in all sincerity, this speech was kind of a snooze fest, and I'm not the only one who thinks it.
Home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
Yeah, those were representatives who were literally falling asleep because of how boring Trump was. And he has truly lost the sauce here, and his age is definitely catching up to him. I mean, just take a look at his hand during the speech. Yeah, the old makeup hand has struck again. But come on, we couldn't finish this video if we didn't mention Trump's Charlie and Erica Kirk shoutout.
And a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
A reminder for you all that Erica Kirk was bragging about merch sales just days after her husband was shot and killed in an act of political violence, and that Charlie Kirk is being more celebrated and honored here than most of our veterans, and he was a racist, sexist, bigoted podcaster. In all sincerity, Trump spent more time complaining about DEI, attacking Somalis, and lying about the economy than he did actually talking about the struggles of everyday Americans, because the reality of the situation is, under Trump, the state of our nation is not strong as Trump claims it is. And yet, people wonder why Trump's approval ratings look like this.
Look at all the pre-SOTUS polls, the State of the Union. Look at this. Okay, we're at this point. Look at that. Negative 27 points. My goodness gracious, the snow is up to the knees here in New York City, and Trump seems to be well underneath it at this point. Compare that to where he was in 2020, 2019, and 2018.
Yeah, historic levels of popularity, and in not the way you want it. And I really don't think this speech did Trump any favors. It was drawn out, it was frustrating, it was boring, and just downright deranged. So not really anything surprising coming from Donald Trump. I would say that the only real winners tonight would be Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Al Green, who actually showed the American people that they are willing to stand up and fight this regime. Oh, and also Zoran Mamdani. He's also a winner for some reason.
And even the new communist mayor of New York City. I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot.
He loves Zoran so much. It is so funny. He can't even go like 2 seconds without insulting him and then complimenting him. It's like he cannot not like the guy. But I think that's going to pretty much sum it up for me. There were plenty of other moments I couldn't get to here, but I really tried to find the creme of the crop here in this 1 hour and 48-minute long speech. So if there were any moments that stood out to you that I didn't mention here, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. And don't forget to leave a like on this video if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. It's a great and easy way to show your support. And hey, it's free. So do us a favor, leave a like on this video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good day. I'm Iago Lashua. Goodbye.